Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuwah and the truth. I am going to continue on with our Fall of Babel series. Early Shabbat Shalom to you all. The Tetragrammaton is 4 vowels. What is a vowel, and how are they different from consonants? The vowel is a letter sounded without the use of the lips, lower lip with upper teeth, closed teeth, hissing tongue on the roof of the mouth, or guttural stop in the throat. Only the shape of the mouth cavity is used. If we hear buzzing, hissing, clicking, or the tongue stops the air, as in the word giggle, you are making the sound of a consonant. Consonants use these to make their sounds, not vowels. The name of our Creator is written in 4 vowels. Yod, He, Uah, Yod, He, Uah. Sounded as Yahuah, not Yehovah. V is not the third letter in the Tetragrammaton. The Latin letter V is sounded as a U. The Greek letters I, A, O, U, E transliterate Yahuwah quite well, but Yehovah, as read today, needs a little help. The Nikud marks are imaginary inventions, 8th century, and not needed, designed by those wanting to control the way words are spoken. Masoretes, a Karaite sect. The DSS have no such marks. The Nikud marks began to appear in the 8th century in Babylon. The vowels of the Iberite language are written letters, and already express for us how to utter words. Yahusha told us to be watchful. Matthew 24:42. They haven't yet announced if the coronavirus can be spread by mosquitoes, but it is winter in the northern hemisphere and warm weather isn't far away, so we shall soon see. In Revelation 6, Yahusha, the Lamb, opens the seals. If you want, you can go and watch my Revelation 6 video. The white horse is a conqueror holding a bow, followed by the red horse, war, followed by the black horse, famine and scarcity, followed by the green horse, death. When the 7 seals, trumpets, and bowls are all finished, possibly occurring concurrently with one another, one right after the other, Yahuwah will burn everything on the surface by releasing his reapers, and his elect will not be harmed. Yashayahu, or Isaiah 26:20-21. Go, my people, enter your rooms and shut your doors behind you. Hide yourselves, as it were, for a little while, until the displeasure is past. For look, Yahuwah is coming out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the Eretz, or the earth, for their lawlessness. And the Eretz shall disclose her blood and no longer cover her slain. And I'll leave the YouTube link for the video for this in my description. I believe this is one of Lou White's videos. Share this video with your friends to let them hear the 10 commandments of kindness. The word of Yahuwah is the way. It's the only way. Unless you want to end up in the lake of fire. The pestilence walks in darkness. And there's another new YouTube link. Encourage one another with the 10 commandments, knowing the time is near. Share the name and covenant with all you can, and with all your might. Help them understand. The joy of Yahusha's return is beginning to fill us, but terror is unleashing in those who don't know him. Watchmen are here now. He said, I am the vine, you are the Nazarene. Are the commandments weak and miserable principles? Paul's letters were written to former pagans who were backsliding into their old ways, not backsliding into Torah. This may help someone understand what Paul was talking about and who he was talking to. Colossians, Ephesians, Philippians, and Corinthians were all former pagans until Paul shared the truth with them. The idol peddlers were enraged because Paul's message was causing them great financial loss. No more collection basket. Today the Goyim, or the nations, are learning their customs are all from idolatry, and their pastors have not told them. They've kept it secret. Occult. Yahusha is awakening his watchmen. A distorted viewpoint of Paul's letters has been inherited from our forefathers. Bean, you done with your bone already? Paul was a Nazarene emissary to the Goyim, or the nations, and his letters warned them of how they were falling back into their former patterns of the world. Christianity perpetuates a serious misunderstanding of what Paul was talking about in his letters. Let me grab my Bella Bean real quick. The Colossians, Galatians, Ephesians, and Corinthians were former pagans. Okay. Worshipping their idols was shameful. Worshipping their idols was shameful. Let me see here. Today, teachers think Paul was referring to Shabbats, festivals, and the commandments as backsliding. But we all know that's not true. And this short video will present to you what Paul really meant to say in his letters. So the last video link, I'm going to be putting 2 video links in my description box that you can check out the videos for. The Ibarit, or Hebrew letters of the name of our Creator, are 4 vowels, Yod, He, YAHUAH. Or in Latin letters, YHUH. Yah is the diminutive form used in rare instances in the scripture of truth. At Exodus 15:2 and 17:16, Psalm 68:4 and 89:9, and Song of Songs 8:6. It is also part of the prefix or suffix of many proper nouns, but somewhat disguised by translators. Isaiah, Zechariah, Elijah should read Yashayahu, Zechariah, Aliyah, or Aliyahu. His name YAHUAH seals us for the day of the redemption of our bodies. Here, Beanie, you can be in the video. See? Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. His name YAHUAH seals us for the day of redemption of our bodies, and the suffix Shah in Yahusha means I am your deliverer. Read Psalm 91. Bella, you keep getting lower. I can't put the camera any lower. Shah in Yahusha means I am your deliverer. Read Psalm 91, Yeshayahu 24, Malachi 3 and 4, and Matthew 24 to understand what is going on. There you go. Okay. See? That's you. Look, that's you. That's you. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Okay. Sorry, guys. I love you, Bina. I love you, Bina. Okay. So the scriptures to read is Psalm 91, Yeshayahu 24, Malachi 3 and 4, and Matthew 24 to understand what is going on. There is a way that seems right to a man, but the end is the way of death. Proverbs 14:12 and 16:25. The world has been led to expect a far different outcome than will be experienced. The scripture of truth, the word of Yahuwah, describes a very rebellious and disobedient population in the last days, and those thinking they are fine for believing and not obeying will be in for the shock of their lives. Sorry, I have to open my drink, guys. I just really need a drink. And Bella, you almost fell. Okay. Sorry. Okay, here we go. The image and mark of the beast. The image of the beast is the same as it was 4,000 years ago in Babel. The most widely used image for the sun deity has held first place throughout history, and it is expressed in every ancient culture of the world. The magic symbol of the sun in the sky, represented the reborn Nimrod, the solar crux. Constantine worshipped Nimrod as Apollo, the sun, S-U-N, and from that point on, it became the symbol of Christianity. All historians know that he confused or mixed the sun, S-U-N, with Yahusha. I can't see how he could have confused it. I believe he could have been doing it on purpose to hide the true name, or to hide the worship of his deity behind Yahusha. Sorry, guys. What the heck is he doing outside? My husband's been outside for like an hour, almost an hour. My apologies, guys. Okay, here we go. And I'm thinking about doing a video about the G.O.D. Did music video, and I'll break down the lyrics and how they're blasphemous and against our Creator. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll continue to make prayer videos for you guys too, because I love you. Let me see. The most widely used, okay, I read that. Image for the sun deity has held first place throughout history and is expressed in every ancient culture in the world. The magic symbol of the sun represented the reborn Nimrod, the solar crux. Constantine worshipped Nimrod as Apollo, the sun, and from that point on it became the symbol of Christianity. Okay, Constantine minted coins with his sun deity Apollo and himself pictured together. Isn't that hubris or vanity? Putting yourself on a coin with a deity. Constantine and Apollo. Constantine coins with his deity Apollo. And you can find pictures like this on TorahInstitute.net as well. Ethelbert William Bullinger wrote about the mistaken word crux at great length in his companion Bible, published 1909, with annotations of the KJV. The KJV is the Anglican Catholic translation made from the Latin Vulgate into English, completed in 1611. Other beast images referring to Nimrod are obelisks, steeples, eagles on a gold ball atop poles, and monstrances, but none compare with the continuous popularity of the crux, an esoteric syncretism inherited from pagans that is kept secret from the deceived masses. Nimrod is the solar deity atop the pyramid on the Great Seal on the rear of all U.S. $1 bills. Adam Weishaupt used it to restart the Jesuits under the name Illuminati. At Revelation 13:16-11, there is a riddle only interpreted by those having wisdom of the word. Buying or selling on the seventh day reveals who has the mark, and it's usually also shared by those who worship the image of the beast. Both seals below display a prominent feature, it's okay, that is not hidden from view, but as Arthur Conan Doyle said, you see, but you do not observe.
Oh, at least you got to get dressed and everything. Oh.
Sorry about that. I had to pause because my husband came in. Rascal, move. Okay, so, stake or crux. Take up, arrow, or cast off, raise mast, a nautical term. That's what take up stands for. Your staff. Storos, st, is the root, seen in other words. Mast, stockade, stake, staff. And follow me. Let me see. Where is my marker? Okay. So this is how it was shown that the ST is seen as the root, in other words, like mast, Baruk BASHEM YAHUAH, staff. Okay. The STs in the book were capitalized as well, so that you could easily tell that that was the root that makes it sound like, or makes it like staros. And follow me. Take up your staff and follow me. Words are our pearls. The Greek word storos is storo in Latin, but Eusebius Sophronius rejected the correct word in his translation, the Latin Vulgate, in favor of Constantine's symbol of the sun, Crux. The Crux? Yeah. This symbolizes the sun and is the first image seen as the sun rises on the bell tower or ball tower of the sun temples around the world. People will read Daniel 12 and realize the veil over their eyes is intentional. And Nazarene are now bringing knowledge and understanding for them to turn to obedience. Yes, we are. Look inside the book Sunday Origins. That will probably be the next book I start reading after this one, and then I'll read Timeline at the end of days. You can find this book at amazon.com/Sunday-Origins/DP and then /149515873X. This book. I have this book. And then Societas ISV seal and the Illuminati seal. The ISV seal, the Illuminati seal. That is seen on all the dollar bills. The $1 bills. A message addressed to the scattered tribes. This was written to those living in the last days. Well, Della, if you're going to lay down. Okay. All right. There we go. Genesis 49, 1-2. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to interject. Okay. If you guys missed my shorter video where I was holding up a phone that showed a guy talking on the news, well, they were talking about something that happened in New York City. And just recently, an artist erected a golden demonic statue above a courthouse in memorial of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Because Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she was pro-choice, not pro-life. And that is why the statue is there. And they also were saying that they put the golden demonic statue there because of autonomy or the horns mean autonomy. They're trying to say all these sophisticated words to make people think, oh, it's not a bad thing. And they said that the artist said society is changing, so they need to put stuff up like that to show that the change is in society. That's just insane to me, and I'm very upset that it's happened in my state. That's a huge thing against Yahuwah, and it's not right. It's a giant idol on top of a courthouse. I guess near Madison Ave or something in New York City. I don't know. I live 7 hours away from there, but that's just insane to me. I will continue reading. My apologies. Sometimes I get off on tangents. Genesis 49, 1 and 2. And Jacob called his sons and said, Gather together, so that I declare to you what is to befall you in the last days. Gather together and hear, your sons of Jacob, and listen to YISHARAL, your father. Jacob or James, brother of Yahusha. 1:1. Jacob, a servant of Elohim, and of the Master Yahusha Mashiach, to the 12 tribes who are in dispersion, greetings. 5:7 through 9. So brothers, be patient until the coming of the Master. See, the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, waiting patiently for it until it receives the early and latter rain. You too, be patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Master has drawn near. Do not grumble against each other, brothers, lest you be judged. See, the judge is standing at the door.
Oh, yeah, I'm at the door. That's crazy.
Yes.
That's weird.
That is very weird.
That's creepy. I'm not
It's
saying
okay.
I'm the judge.
No.
It's a little awkward. Oh.
Came in at the wrong moment. Yeah. Before you can fully receive this information, a certain blindness will have to be lifted from your mind. The blindness that Lou is referring to is the fact that the tribes or descendants of Israel or YISHARAL don't know who they are because they are scattered. The word Israel or YISHARAL refers to people or their land, not a state. It is a nation of people, the families, clans, or tribes, who live in a covenant with Yahuwah. The scattered tribes are their descendants living among the Goyim or the nations, scattered upon the earth. The remnant will awaken and understand here in the last days. Romans 11:25 through 27. For I do not wish you to be ignorant of this secret, brothers, lest you should be wise in your own estimation, that hardening in part has come from YAHUSHA until the completeness of the Goyim or nations has come in. And so all YISHARAL shall be saved. As it has been written, the deliverer shall come out of Zion, and he shall turn away wickedness from Jacob. And this is my covenant with them. Then I take away their sins. Sorry. The tribes of Israel are scattered across the face of the earth and are living as Goyim nations, believing they are Goyim nations. This is a stronghold or a false idea. Alright, sorry about this. I just cut my bangs again myself yesterday. Any stronghold is a false belief or notion. Strongholds can be broken by being exposed by the truth, which sets us free. Once exposed by the truth, and the lies have no power over us. When the mind control stops, we can actually see. There's a lot of I'm in with the in crowd and you're in the out crowd stuff going on all the time. But we shouldn't be listening to such things. Skin, DNA, clothing or hats, wall wiggling, davening, calendars, predictions, date setting. The distractions are endless. But behind the din of talking heads, another voice can be heard when we only listen for it. Weird Zion hating is rampant. Zechariah 12:10 and Yehuchanan 19:37 reminds us that they will look upon him whom they have pierced, and they will mourn. Yahusha can fix this, and even death cannot separate us from his love. He can play frisbee with clusters of galaxies while he does it too. Luke. We plant and sow as we go, and must not look back to see what effect is going on. That's his part, not ours. He cannot fail, and that's all we need to know until he comes. The devil knows his time is short. That's why he's working the hardest right now, because it's the last days, and he knows it. 2 Corinthians 10:4-6. For the weapons we fight with are not fleshly, but mighty in Elohim for overthrowing strongholds, overthrowing reasonings, and every high matter that exalts itself against the knowledge of Elohim. Taking captive every thought to make it obedient to the Mashiach, and being ready to punish all disobedience when your obedience is complete. People are not conscious that they are imprisoned in many layers of contrived thoughts that are designed to keep them controlled and in sin, living lawlessly. They are mentally imprisoned by what they have accepted to be truth. As long as they continue to believe the lies to be truth, the fortress that imprisoned them will hold them securely. Mashiach Yahusha sets us free by guiding us into the truth. Where did you get this information? A retired pastor in his 80s called Lou many years ago and asked this question, and admitted he had lied to his congregations for many decades. After he yielded his mind to the truth he encountered. His voice quaked as he asked Lou what he should do about undoing the damage that he'd caused. The use and context of the term Law of Moses or Moshe is the source of our misunderstanding. The commandments have never been any problem to obey. They are easy, as Yahuwah explained. His yoke is easy and his burden is light. Yes. They are easy, as Yahuwah explained. They have been thought of as impossible because they are confused with the Old Covenant concerning the priesthood and animal blood for atonement. We don't sacrifice animals for our sins anymore. We begin to wake up when we discern the scroll that was placed beside the ark, not the stone tablets inside, requiring animal blood for atonement. Deuteronomy 31:26 and reference at Hebrews 8:13. The way of truth has been spoken of to be evil in these last days. 2 Peter 2:2. Once a person gains a glimpse of the truth, the drunken stupor begins to lift. And Yahusha begins his work in the mind of his dedicated Nazarene. I am the vine, you are the Nazarene. He came to destroy the works of the devil. He did not come to destroy his commandments of kindness, the eternal covenant, Ecclesiastes 12:13-14. The devil's servants have been used to deceive the whole world, making what is good seem to be evil. Next section is stronghold example. I'm going to drink quick. Okay. The word Israel refers to only Jews. Let's see what it has to say. Not true. The word Jew is less than 500 years old. Again, because it starts with the letter J. And the letter J was not created till 500 years ago.
Concentration camp, sorry.
Yes, but that was
I apologize. I know I'm part of that Hebrew. I've been 3 different religions.
Honey.
My first one is Judaism, and now it was Christianity, and now Nazarene. So
something that might shock you.
I know.
The concentration camps are what killed a lot of the first Nazarene, the Yahudim.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm part of it. My grandmother has my grandfather and grandmother had
the tattoo. Yeah.
It's creepy, but it's true. Then my grandfather fought in the war. Yeah, I've been through all that religion stuff. That's why I think Nazarene is almost the same as I might not.
It's yeah, I know.
Like the hair, the men with the hair, our beards, and like the curls on the side.
Yes, and the ZZs.
I need that's what I need.
Yes.
I think I had them, but I didn't know where they went when I was a kid.
It's no longer a required law, but
I'd like to.
But you can use them. Yes.
For protection. For some reason. Sorry, I don't want to put that on.
You're good, baby.
I don't like putting it on there. Uh-oh.
Well, you can say that because that's your past. Can you shut the freezer, honey?
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to learn about this right now, about the Holocaust thing. The first time the word Yahudim, which means Jews, is used in Scripture, involved a war between the house of Israel and the house of Yehudah. 2 Kings 16:6. To mislead us, the enemy of our beings, the dragon Hashatan, or Satan, has set before the nations his prophet, an office of authority, which has been established to oppose the saints, the elect, or the children of Israel, all 12 tribes. The term Israel has been misapplied to Christians, a Gentile religious movement that developed without the Torah, but adopted the Mashiach by a false name. That's the difference. The false prophet is a tyrannical teaching authority, Nimrod's world order maintained today in a centralized and highly organized body. It is.
Nimrod?
He is the sun God that the Catholics worship on Sunday. They worship on Sunday Nimrod. Yeah. Nimrod is also Santa.
Is it like a bad word though to use? Is Nimrod? Do you think Nimrod? I don't know. Is it a good word to use?
It's an old name from Egypt, from the fall of Babel. Yeah, the first Babylon. It's okay, baby.
I just keep hearing it. It's like, okay.
I know. Well, one day you were like, Nimrod. I was like, Nimrod. Let me see. You're good, babe. All right, so I was at Strongholds. Okay, it is a military organization posing as a religious organization and is visibly seen as the supreme Roman Catholic magisterium. The Roman Empire was a fascist regime or governing body, and so is the current Roman Catholic magisterium. Another thing you might not have known about Nimrod is that he slept with his mother. They had a child named Tammuz, and he died, and when he died, the baby in her stomach was his son, so they called him Tammuz, but he was supposedly Nimrod reincarnated. Yeah. Crazy. The next section has one of the popes on the top. I think it's one of my least favorite popes right there. Let me see. Okay, Nicolaitans conquer.
No pope should be good now if they want to listen to you. I mean,
yeah, no pope is good if you watch that video I played yesterday.
That was a little weird.
The video that there was a pope that was speaking it was taken down. So that's why I'm glad I put a video up to tell you guys that the video was on so you guys could go and watch it. I hope you guys got to watch it before they removed it. But they had it live playing on a loop all day yesterday, and then at night they took it down. It was the Frontline TV. I'm gonna have to ask them why they took the video down. Yeah, because the Pope was saying Lucifer is enthroned.
Already in there.
Enthroned in the Vatican. He's already there. Yeah.
He's already at the Vatican.
Yes.
Like he's been there, and there's people already
worshiping him, and they said that Satanists came in at a time. They didn't even tell us what year or what date they came in, and they enthroned Lucifer in the Vatican. Yes. Oh, human beings. They were going to start creating out of organs from babies that people sell, babies that they actually deliver. And to full term or whatever. And then they also talked about abortion. They were pro-abortion. and there was a sign saying that one of the old popes was pro-abortion or pro-choice. Yep. I told them about that. Yep. And they use organs from babies to make like better organs for so they can live longer. We don't know if scientifically it's true or not, but that's what the Pope was saying, and he was quoting what demons had said before, and it was just insanity. I will try to do some more research and get back to you guys more about that. They're not going to block me. Only if I say something about the you know what.
That's stupid. Sorry,
it's okay. Ignorant, yes.
Oh, here, look at block here.
Yeah. Disorder of control or beast, Nicolaitan conquerors of the people. Or papacy, because they show the Pope on the top. Okay. Deceives the nations with a false method of salvation through contrived sacraments, which they teach imparts grace to the common people through their priesthood hierarchy. The eternal covenant is said to be annulled or superseded, and they celebrate the death of Yahusha HaMashiach each time one of their deceived priestcraft officiates at a mass. Wow. And another thing that was said by the Pope was that there's only 4 feast days or 4 festival days that are still celebrated. I wonder which ones he's talking about.
What, Christmas, Easter,
I don't know.
Thanksgiving, because I don't think they do many anymore. Seems like not too many holidays are celebrated, which I think
he said something about only 4 feast days where they actually have to go out and do mass.
Oh.
I don't even know what he's talking about because there's 7 feast days, I believe. 7.
No, he's just like President Biden doesn't even know he's talking. No! Oh, she's on you. Oh no.
Throw the diaper.
Oh no. Please no. Please no. Nothing.
This mother church is the woman who rides the beast, the great prostitute. Revelation 17 and 18. And thinks to change times and Torah to confuse us. See Daniel 7:25. Through centuries of false teaching, the nations have been lulled into thinking the original covenant Yahuwah cut with YISHARAL has ended, and that Yahuwah has given up on the original 12 tribes. This replacement theology holds people in the belief that Christianity has now become Israel, that the Jews are synonymous with the old Israel, and that the new Israel Christians do not have to live according to the old covenant Torah, the 10 Commandments. They will proudly announce that Yahusha the Mashiach has set them free from the eternal covenant.
Okay, I need you to hold her. I'm sorry. Her tail needs to get in there. Okay, I got her tail. Oh, I don't have this. No. Okay, this isn't going to work. Yeah.
Yahusha did not annul his 10 Commandments.
So she doesn't bleed.
Just 1 second.
I know.
Pull the diaper off. Okay. Sorry, my little puppy's in heat, and she's just needs a diaper today. And she needed one yesterday.
She's doing good, though.
Yeah, she's just a little grouchy. Yes, you're grouchy.
She's growing up.
Okay, let's see. Yahusha did not annul his 10 commandments. He did not get rid of them. They are still in effect today. Yeah. But fulfilled the old covenant placed beside the ark. Deuteronomy 10, or no, not 10. Deuteronomy 31:26. Apologies. Requiring animal blood and the former priesthood. Hebrews 8:13. It's weird because she can't get to that on her neck. It's like a necklace. In these things, they misunderstand. It's okay. And mislead the millions of living descendants of the tribes of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
The Mashiach spoke of the coming deceptions. Mark 13:22. For false Mashiachs and false prophets shall rise and show signs and wonders to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones, even the elect. The elect or chosen ones are the descendants of the tribes of the man Yahuwah, renamed YISHARAL to rule with all. Those chosen to inherit the covenant were eventually to become an uncountable number and to become a company of nations, or Gaiam. Genesis 35:11 and 48:16. Even to the ends of the earth, Deuteronomy 33:17, Psalms 98:3, Isaiah 41:9, 43:6, and 49:6. The covenant stands forever. Even to the ends of the earth, the covenant stands forever. Yahuwah's covenant with YISHARAL will never end. Jeremiah 31:36 and 37. He took Israel to be his wife at Sinai. He clearly said that Israel would live in the land, but only on the condition that she kept his covenant. While not in fellowship with YAHUAH through the covenant, the descendants of YISHARAL would be scattered until they turned back to it while among the nations in the latter days. That is confirmed by all the prophets. Yahuwah says we will obey in the latter days while among the Gaiam, or the nations. At Deuteronomy 4, he reminds us of his covenant once again and repeats the covenant at Deuteronomy 5. And he tells us that we will again remember the words of the Torah in the last days. Deuteronomy 4:30. In your distress, when all these words shall come upon you in the latter days, then you shall return to Yahuwah your Elohim, and shall obey his voice. Deuteronomy 30:1-20. And it shall be, when all these words come upon you, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before you, and you shall bring them back to your heart among all the Gaiam, where Yahuwah your Elohim has driven you, and shall turn back to Yahuwah your Elohim, and obey his voice, according to all that I command you today, with all your heart and with all your being, you and your children. Then Yahuwah your Elohim shall turn back your captivity, and shall have compassion on you. And he shall turn back and gather you from all the peoples where Yahuwah your Elohim has scattered you. If any of you are driven out to the farthest parts under the heavens, from there Yahuwah your Elohim does gather you. And from there he does take you. Up. For Yahuwah turns back to rejoice over you. For good, as he rejoiced over your fathers, if you obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim, to guard his commands and his laws, which are written in this book of the Torah. If you turn back to Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart and with all your being. For this command, which I am commanding you today, it is not too hard for you and not too far off, and is not far off. It is not in the heavens to say, who shall ascend into the heavens for us and bring it to us and cause us to hear it so that we do it. Nor is it beyond the sea to say, who shall go to the sea for us and bring it to us and cause us to hear it so that we do it. For the word is very near to you, in your mouth and in your heart, to do it. Please read full context. I have called the heavens and the earth as witnesses today against you. I have set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. Therefore you shall choose life, so that you live, both you and your seed. To love Yahuwah your Elohim, to obey his voice, and to cling to him. For he is your life and the length of your days. To dwell in the land which Yahuwah swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Jacob, to give them. Stop. Read all the text at Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah chapter 31. Taking note of what you have learned so far here. Yes. A bright light will dawn on you. Yahusha will return with the fullness of the Gaiam, or the nations. When the fullness of the nations, or Gaiam, is restored to the covenant. Since the Gaiam as a whole are the lost scattered tribes, the descendants of the children of YISHARAL, They've been lost to themselves. We must not attempt to regather ourselves to the land before the proper time, since our being scattered is the consequence of our not living according to the covenant. Yahusha is the mediator of the covenant, and he circumcises our hearts for the love for Torah. He takes away our hatred of the covenant as well as our sins against it. He is working through his ambassadors today, speaking to the remnant or the first fruits. He is calling back to the covenant. The restoration is now underway. The regathering will occur at the end of the Great Tribulation, when he returns to reign forever on the earth. He will then restore Israel into one stick, and the house of Israel will be united under him as one people. Ezekiel 37. Even now we are to be a light to the Goyim, to awaken them to their idolatry and profanation of the covenant, but also to their heritage, Yahuwah and his covenant. The prodigal or wasteful son parable is about the scattered tribes of Israel who left the father's household, his Torah or covenant. Yahuwah is awakening his scattered children in all the places they have been scattered over the earth, or the Eretz. Here is the retelling of the covenant for the scattered tribes, retold to us at Deuteronomy 5:6-21. 1. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, or Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You have no other mighty ones against my face. 2. You do not make for yourselves a carved image of any likeness of which is in the heavens above, or which is in the earth beneath, or which is in the waters under the earth. You do not bow down to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahuwah, your Elohim, am a jealous all. Visit the crookedness of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing kindness to thousands, to those who love me and guard my commands. 3. You do not cast the name of Yahuwah your Elohim to ruin, for Yahuwah does not leave him unpunished who casts his name to ruin. 4. Guard the Shabbat day, to set it apart, as Yahuwah your Elohim commanded you. 6 days you labor and shall do all your work, but the 7th day is a Shabbat of Yahuwah your Elohim. You do not do any work, you nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your ox, nor your donkey, nor any of your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates, so that your male servant and your female servant rest as you do. And you shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Mitzrayim, or Egypt, and that Yahuwah your Elohim brought you out from there by a strong hand and by an outstretched arm. Therefore Yahuwah your Elohim commanded you to observe the Shabbat day. 5. Respect your father and your mother, as Yahuwah your Elohim has commanded you, so that your days are prolonged, and so that it is well with you on the soil which Yahuwah your Elohim is giving you. 6. You do not murder. 7. You do not break wedlock. 8. You do not steal. 9. You do not bear a malicious witness against your neighbor. 10. You do not covet your neighbor's wife, nor do you desire your neighbor's house, his field, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, his ox, nor his donkey, or whatever belongs to your neighbor. Yahuwah has hidden the tribes of Israel among the Goyim, or the nations. Isaiah 49:2. And he made my mouth like a sharp sword, and in the shadow of his hand he hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver he hid me. Yahuwah has multiplied Israel among the nations for the last days. Stop. Read all of Yashayahu or Isaiah 49. Yechezkel or Ezekiel is all about the scattering and regathering plan, which Yahuwah has for his people, to whom the Goyim or nation must graft into the covenant. Ephesians 2:8-13 and Romans 11. If you are alive, you are most likely a cut-off descendant of the tribes of Israel. When you repent and take up the covenant again through immersion into the name of Mashiach Yahusha of Nazareth, you become an Israelite and a member of the Nazarene through immersion. The renewal of the covenant is described at Hebrews 8. Stop. Now read.
Were you saying stop?
Stop.
Oh.
Now read all of Ephesians 3. It's okay. And Jeremiah 3:6-16. And you will be enabled to know the secret of the ages. It was veiled to you until this time. A veil over your eyes, a veil over your heart, a veil over your mind. But the veil is being lifted. Yahusha was sent to seek and save that which was lost. If you accept his covenant, he has done that for you. By writing his covenant upon your heart, tribes gathered at the return of Yahusha. Dan, Asher, Naphtali, Manasseh, Ephraim, Reuben, Yehuda, Lewi, Benjamin, Simeon, Issachar, Zebulun, Gad. Read Ezekiel 48. Did any of those resonate with you, babe? Which one?
38.
No.
What?
Dan, Asher, Naphtali, Manasseh, Ephraim, Reuben, Yehuda, Lewi.
Yehuda.
Yeah? No, that means that's the tribe we're from. Okay, Yahuwah says we will obey in the latter days while among the Goyim. Deuteronomy 4:30. In your distress, when all these words shall come upon you in the latter days, then you shall return to Yahuwah your Elohim, and shall obey his voice. Deuteronomy 30:1-20. And it shall be, when all these words come upon you, the blessing and the curse which I have set before you, and you shall bring them back to your heart among all the Goyim or the nations where Yahuwah your Elohim drives you, and shall turn back to Yahuwah your Elohim and obey his voice. According to all that I command you today, with all your heart and with all your being, you and your children, then Yahuwah your Elohim shall turn back your captivity, and shall have compassion on you. And he shall turn back and gather you from all the peoples where Yahuwah your Elohim has scattered you. If any of you are driven out to the farthest parts under the Shamayim or the heavens, from there Yahuwah your Elohim does gather you, and from there he does take you. Baruch haba Bashem Yahuwah. Psalms 118:26. Blessed is the one who comes in the name of Yahuwah, as opposed to blessed is the one who comes in the name of Hashem, the Lord. That does not sound right. Or another human locution. Regathering the scattered tribes of YISHARAL.
You gotta stop. That was me.
Yahusha passed through Jericho and met Zacchaeus, a tax collector. Luke 19:9-10. And Yahusha said to him, today deliverance has come to this house, since he also is a son of Abraham. For the son of Adam has come to seek and to save what was lost. Yahusha in his people is still seeking and saving what was lost, fulfilling his promise to Abraham. First, we are drawn to return to the covenant by its mediator, Yahusha. At his return, he will regather us from our captivity in the nations. Israel is not a land, but a people made up of 12 tribes. They are scattered, skuth, and have multiplied greatly among the nations for a time. Revelation 7 and Ezekiel 48 list the tribes differently. A comparison of the tribes listed reveal the difference between the tribulation sealing with the name of Yahuwah and the period during the millennium when Dan and Ephraim are restored. Fact: the 10 northern tribes of Israel, Shamron or Samaria, were scattered over 2,700 years ago by Assyria. Many towns of Yehuda were also attacked, so those displaced were not limited to only the 10 tribes. All 12 were involved. Slightly over 14,000 were captured, less than 1%, and carried away to Assyria. The rest had fled by land and sea to the west, east, north, and south, to distant colonies and new lands and distant isles. We were blended into the nations, the great plan of Yahuwah. Deuteronomy 4:23-32. Guard yourselves lest you forget the covenant of Yahuwah your Elohim, which he made with you, and shall make for yourself the carved image in the form of whatever Yahuwah your Elohim has forbidden you. For Yahuwah your Elohim is a consuming fire, a jealous Elohim, a jealous all. When you bring forth children and grandchildren, and shall grow old in the land, and shall do corruptly, and make a carved image in the form of whatever, and shall do what is evil in the eyes of Yahuwah your Elohim to provoke him, I shall call the heavens and earth to witness against you on that day. And you soon completely perish from the land which you pass over the Yarden to possess. You do not prolong your days in it, but you are completely destroyed. And Yahuwah shall scatter you among the peoples, and you shall be left few in number among the nations or the Goyim, where Yahuwah drives you. And there you shall serve mighty ones, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear, nor eat nor smell. But from there you shall seek Yahuwah your Elohim, and shall find when you search for him with all your heart and with all your being. In your distress, when all these words shall come upon you in the latter days, then you shall return to Yahuwah your Elohim, and shall obey his voice. For Yahuwah your Elohim is a compassionate all. He does not forsake you, nor destroy you, nor forget the covenant of your fathers which he swore to them. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before you, since the day that Elohim created man on earth, and ask from one end of the heavens to the other end of the heavens, whether there has been a word as great as this, or has been heard like it. Okay, next time I will continue on with why were the children scattered? Ask a Christian. Excarnation eaten by birds, or sky death. The covenant marriage contract, Brit to cut. Aseret ha-dabarim, 10 words. Yirmiyahu, Jeremiah 3:12-23. The Nazarene carry the covenant to the nations. The lost tribe of YISHARAL. Seek and save who? An incomparable event. The 2 witnesses and 2 trees. Baby, you're pushing your nails into my belly. Yahuwah is Elohim, not Allah. 2 olive trees. 2 witnesses required for a death penalty. Prophecy 101. Google Reapers. Secret of Yahuwah ending. And I believe that's all I will have time to get through that. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow is Shabbat. Tonight is Shabbat. So I might get another video in sometime this afternoon. I'm not sure. But if I don't, Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. Warriors of Yahuwah and the truth. I love you all, and I hope everyone has a blessed and restful Shabbat. Yahuwah bless you all.